more COVID-19 clusters end. Federal, state governments must streamline SOP to address possible crisis. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah has announced the closure of two residential clusters yesterday, the Gombak cluster and Cheras Flats cluster. He said the Gombak cluster was reported on 18th May following active case detection of COVID-19 positive cases at some quarters in Gombak. As of 4th July, a total of 200 people have been screened and 5 positive cases detected involving Malaysians. Dr. Nur Hisham said the Cheras Flats cluster was reported on 1st June following active case detection of positive COVID-19 cases at some flats in Cheras. As of 4th July, a total of 144 people have been screened and 8 found to be positive. He also said that the Cheras Flat cluster had a positive case involving an Indonesian, while the rest were Malaysians. He noted that the first cases for both clusters were detected during screening of Tahfiz students who were identified to be among the high-risk groups. Dr. Nur Hisham added that the targeted approach adopted by the Health Ministry had helped to detect many COVID-19 cases in the country. The Health Director General also thanked all those involved in detecting cases and curbing the spread of COVID-19 at the two clusters. 4 polio cases have been detected in Labuan and Sabah involving 4 children aged from 3 months to 11 years. Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Adham Baba said of the 4 children, 3 were foreigners and 1 was Malaysian. The minister said the cases were detected last week and the ministry had launched a nationwide polio screening program to detect other possible cases.
Saya nak nasihatkan supaya ibu bapa memberi vaksinasi polio lah, iaitu vaksin polio umur 2 bulan, 5 bulan, 2 bulan, 3 bulan, umur 5 bulan dan 18 bulan supaya program membasmi polio ni menggunakan vaksin polio anti polio tersebut dapat berkesan lah.
The vaccination, he said, is free and he hopes parents will support the polio immunization campaign so that it achieves a positive outcome. Datuk Sri Dr. Adham, who is also Tenggara MP, said this when met at a meet and greet session with school headmasters and principals in the constituency at SMK Tun Habab, Taman Sri Lalang, Kota Tinggi. According to the Malaysian International Immunization Schedule, infants are to receive the inactivated polio vaccine, IPV, at ages 2 months, 3 months and 5 months. A booster shot also needs to be administered when the child is 18 months in order to be fully protected. Now, several non-governmental organizations or NGOs have come out in support of the government's current policy on illegal immigrants, saying that while measures taken during the movement control order were firm, they were fair. They are of the view that the welfare of the group is protected in the country and that Malaysia has earned a reputation as a safe haven and paradise, resulting in the influx of illegal immigrants in search of opportunities to earn a living here. Antarabangsa NGO Chairman Dr. Mustafa Ahmad Merikan said allegations that Malaysia does not sympathize with the illegal immigrants is incorrect, as all this while the group had been well treated. He said what the government did during the MCO was the right decision, as a COVID-19 cluster involving foreign workers was detected earlier. He noted that if there was no tight control, the infection could have spread further, referring to the Malaysian authorities' move in arresting and deporting illegal immigrants. In fact, Dr. Mustafa said that government had allocated a huge amount of money to cover the costs of taking care of those detained, which included food, shelter, healthcare and screening during MCO. In the meantime, he said the government needs to be firm when it comes to repatriation of the illegal immigrants and as for refugees. He noted added that the United Nations and the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, should take measures to guarantee their safety when they are sent home. Senior Minister on Security, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, says the Construction Industry Development Board, or CIDB, enforcers had to date ordered 19 construction sites to shut down, while 495 others were given warnings after they were found to have flouted SOPs. He said the cumulative statistics showed that 2,750 construction sites nationwide followed the SOPs. Elaborating further, in a statement released yesterday, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said on Saturday, some 35 CIDB enforcers checked 20 construction sites nationwide, of which 12 obeyed the SOPs, while 8 were unoperational. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said a total of 165 people were detained on Saturday, including 67 others involved in activities that went against Standard Operating Procedure (SOP) during the recovery MCO. Of the total, 14 individuals were remanded, while 151 were issued compounds. The senior minister added that the task force conducted 61,727 checks to ensure SOP compliance at supermarkets, restaurants, hawkers, factories, banks and government offices. Senior Minister for Economy, Datuk Sri Mohammad Azmin Ali, wants the federal and state governments to streamline a standard operating procedure to address any crisis in the future. He said this is in line with the government's effort to strengthen the country's economy post the COVID-19 pandemic.
Bila kita introduce SOP ini di bawah Akta 342, ada kerajaan-kerajaan negeri dan juga pihak PBT yang mungkin mengambil pendirian yang berbeza di peringkat awal, dan ini akan menyulitkan pihak industri. Kalau tidak ada penyelarasan, dia ada berlaku disruption ataupun gangguan dalam bekalan.
On another note, the senior minister said the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA, is looking into attracting investments in new and high technology areas post-COVID-19. He said this can be achieved with the country's strong value propositions, including political stability under Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin's administration, well-developed infrastructure and numerous incentives for potential investors. The Environment and Water Ministry will seek an allocation of 7 billion ringgit under the 12th Malaysia Plan from the federal government to resolve water issues in Kelantan holistically. Its Minister, Datuk Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man, said it involved 3 major areas, namely flood mitigation, including the construction of 4 new dams, replacement of water pipes which are more than 40 years old to reduce non-revenue water, as well as upgrading plants and integrated sewage projects. Elaborating further on the matter, Datuk Tuan Ibrahim said the decision was made after taking into consideration the increasing population and to solve water problems in Kelantan for the next 30 to 40 years. He said by 2030, the ministry is confident 95% of the water supply problems in the state would be resolved. The minister was speaking to reporters after a meeting with Kelantan Menteri Besar Datuk Ahmad Yaakob at Kota Darul Naim complex yesterday. Datuk Tuan Ibrahim added that to resolve the water crisis holistically would also involve addressing river and surface water sources in Kelantan. In this regard, he said the meeting also discussed the proposal to overcome seawater seepage into solid water landfill to prevent pollution to the underground and river water systems, as well as sewage management. Police have arrested 76 individuals allegedly involved in a wild party at a homestay in Jalan Delima, Kluang, Johor, early today. Kluang Police Chief ACP Muhammad Abdul Ismail said the 56 men and 20 women aged between 15 and 35 were detained by a team from the Narcotics Criminal Investigation Division at about 1:30 a.m. while they were busy partying. ACP Mohammad Abdo, in a statement released, said during the body search, police found some illegal substances on 3 men, namely 1 plastic packet suspected of containing ketamine weighing 1.85 grams, 1 packet of marijuana weighing 1.8 grams, and 21 ecstasy pills. He also said 28 men and 10 women tested positive for drugs and were placed under remand until 8th July, with a case being investigated under Section 39A, subsection 1 of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, besides Section 12, subsection 2, Section 6 and Section 15, subsection 1A of the same Act. ACP Mohammad added that 3 speakers, a set of PA system, equalizer and a laptop were also seized during the raid. He said based on the information received, the individuals got to know about the wild party via WhatsApp, with each attendee charged 30 ringgit. In this regard, the Kluang Police Chief advised homestay operators to properly identify their clients renting the premises and for parents to monitor their children's activities regularly to avoid them getting involved in drugs. 3 traffic policemen from the Sri Alam District Police Headquarters in Johor have been arrested for allegedly extorting 4,000 ringgit from a lorry driver. Johor Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Piche said that the trio, aged 32 to 39, were arrested after the driver lodged a police report. Speaking at a press conference in Johor Bahru yesterday, Dato' Ayub Khan said the suspects stopped the victim for driving an overloaded lorry and then demanded the amount. He said the case was being investigated under Section 384 of the Penal Code for extortion, which carries up to 10 years jail or fine or whipping or any of the two upon conviction.
Kalau kita nak membersihkan daripada dalam, kita ambil tindakan semua. Jangan tolak ansur. Kita bukan ambil tindakan popular tak. Kita nak membetulkan keadaan. Agar benda ini tidak berulang lagi.
Meanwhile, the Johor Police Chief said 60 individuals aged between 15 and 26 were arrested under the Ops Samsing Jalanan from 1st to 30th June this year. He said most of them were arrested in Johor Bahru and Batu Pahat, known as hotspots for mud rumpit in the state. Coming up, RTM ready to continue TV Pendidikan even after schools reopen.
Siapa sangka hidup si comel boleh berubah kerana sifat ingin tahunya. Berilah dia peluang membesar gembira dan sihat dengan Whiskas Pouch. Whiskas memupuk sifat ingin tahu si manja.
Come back. Radio Television Malaysia RTM is ready to continue the educational television program TV Pendidikan even after schools reopen. Communications and Multimedia Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah said the matter had to be decided by the Ministry of Education, and RTM only provided the broadcast platform via OKTV for 2 hours daily starting 6th April. This is after schools were forced to be closed following the COVID-19 outbreak. Commenting further on the matter, Datuk Saifuddin said the idea of TV Pendidikan will continue because even though schools have been reopened, the need for educational broadcast still exists. He also said that in fact the idea of establishing the TV program is already there even before COVID-19. The Communications and Multimedia Ministry and MOE have collaborated to add TV Pendidikan program to enable students to access learning materials other than online learning during the Movement Control Order period. Senior Minister of Education Dr. Mohammad Razzi Majidin on 1st July announced that schools would reopen in stages starting 15th July. Fresh from his by-election win on Saturday, Barisan Nasional's Mohammad Sharif Madzin wasted no time in getting down to work, meeting people in the Chini State constituency yesterday. Members of the community, especially the older Chini generation, were delighted with his victory, congratulating Mohammad Sharif, who is familiar to them as he is a second-generation Felda settler there. Mohammad Sharim said the Meet the People session was his first task as the state assemblyman, as he wanted to find out more about the grievances before working to resolve their problems with the help of the authorities. He said economic development would be given attention, adding that the proposed paper mill in Paloh Hinai is expected to provide job opportunities to over 3,000 youths in the constituency. Mohammad Sharim retained the Chini seat for BN with a majority of 12,650 votes, garnering 13,872 votes to beat two independent candidates, Tengku Datuk Zainul Hisham Tengku Hussein, 64, who obtained 1,222 votes, and Mohammad Shukri Mohammad Ramli, 49, who had only 137 votes. And that's it from us this afternoon. In our top story today, 2 more COVID-19 clusters end. Tune in to our news at 10 this evening on the Berita RTM news channel on My Free Views channel 123. You can also stream My Clicks saluran Berita RTM. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for your company.